This is Prep Rally brought to you by the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. It's tournament time, and championships are there for the taking as the calendar has flipped into March. Now, we have a packed show for you today, and we're going to start with basketball, where the teams in the 6A West Conference open tournament play on Tuesday. And this is conference tournament play that will lead into state tournament play next week. So 4 games were played on Tuesday night, and they were the kind of de facto play-in games for the 6A state tournament. The winners earned their right to go to the state tournament next week in Fayetteville, while the teams that lost on Tuesday night, their seasons are done. Now, we're going to start with the Springdale Bulldogs, and they claimed a 59-55 win against Rogers Heritage to advance to Wednesday's quarterfinals. Now, Springdale surged in the fourth quarter. They overcame a 6-point deficit in the final 3 minutes. The freshman Anthony Thomas was huge for the Red Dogs Tuesday night, scoring 23 points in the win, and sophomore Tevin Tate had 6 big points in the final 3.5 minutes to help the Bulldogs nail down the win. The Springdale coach Jeremy Price said the 2 young Bulldogs were clutch on Tuesday night.
You know, he's been coming on lately. You know, he takes up a lot of space, and he's a great basket protector. And if he gets position, chances are he's gonna catch the ball and he's gonna get a shot off. And he hit some big free throws for us late. We're proud of him. He's made a big jump this year as a sophomore.
Talk about the play of your freshman. You know, he carried you guys for a stretch there in the third and early in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Anthony Thomas he's a special player. He's just kind of scratching the surface of what he's going to be able to do. But he's fearless, and that's the best thing about him. He can miss 3 or 4 shots in a row, and he's going to shoot that 5th one. And
the Springdale senior guard Dominique Hurton, still the best name in the 6A West, by the way, scored 18 points in the win, including a huge step-back 3-pointer that launched the Bulldogs' late rally. We spoke with Dominique after the game.
So you guys were down, third quarter, came back in the fourth quarter. Yeah. What do you feel like was a turning point for you guys there in the fourth quarter to come back and take the lead?
I mean, Coach said it best in the locker room. He said, it's do or die. How bad do you want it? And being part of a Bulldog family, we always play to the fullest.
How big was your step back 3 over there to kind of give you guys the lead?
That was pretty big. And being a senior, being the captain of the team, I took the role. To me, that shot meant a lot to me because I know my teammates play off of my energy.
Also on Tuesday night, the Rogers High Mounties, they knocked off Fort Smith Southside to advance to the quarterfinals. And in girls action, Rogers Heritage went on a 17-0 surge in the third quarter, and they rolled over Springdale. And Bentonville West, they had no problem routing Fort Smith Southside to advance to Wednesday's quarterfinals. In the lower classifications across the state, regional tournament action kicked off today. Class 4A teams are headed to Ozark for the 4A North tournament. Bergman's hosting the 3A1 tournament, and Magazine is hosting the 2A West regional. In the 1A1 regional, that is being played in Lead Hill. Now, also this week in Class 5A, the 5A West Conference tournament started, so we'll have results of that also next week. Now, all teams in every classification will advance to state tournament play across the state next week. In Fayetteville, as we mentioned earlier, will be hosting the Class 6A state tournament. Now, last weekend, Bentonville hosted the Class 6A state swim and dive meet, and it was a Tiger 2-step as both the girls and the boys teams swept state championships. Now, for the Bentonville girls, this win was the 3rd straight state title. Bentonville easily outdistanced second place Little Rock Central. In the boys race, it was a little bit closer, but Bentonville pulled out a narrow win also against Little Rock Central. Bentonville coach Liz Braun said her teams closed the season strong despite a number of bumps in the road to the state title.
Leanne was a huge part of our team last year as a freshman, and then again she showed up big as a sophomore, winning both the 200 IM, the 100 breaststroke, and then both of the relays that she was in, which was the 200 medley and the 400 free. And then we're really pumped because her individual events were new state records, so that was really huge to see those get broken because those were kind of old records. So it was something really excited and something that she was ready to do, but I think when it finally happened, she saw that all her hard work paid off.
Which 2 events you break records in?
The 200 IM and 100 breaststroke.
Bentonville sophomore Lin Fang Yu broke a pair of state records in winning the 200 IM and the 100 breaststroke to lead the Tigers. So congratulations to both Bentonville teams and to all the swimmers and divers who competed in the state meet. Now, after a delay, the state wrestling meet was held in Little Rock this week. The girls were scheduled to compete today on Wednesday, with the boys taking the mat on Thursday and Friday. For Fayetteville senior Abigail Fimbres, this will mark the end of a long journey. Fimbres was an original member of the first Fayetteville girls wrestling program, and now 4 years later and lots of bumps and bruises, she has a chance to go out on top. Now, we will have a full recap of the state wrestling tournaments in next week's show. Now, photos like the one seen in today's show can be seen and purchased on our website at nwaonline.com/photos. So be sure and check out those in the digital edition of the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. And also be sure and check out our weekly Prep Rally podcast. It drops on Wednesday as we talk to area coaches in all sports along with other special guests from across the state. The Prep Rally podcast can be heard on SoundCloud, Apple, Google Play, Spotify, and Stitcher. So be sure and check that out each week. That's it for this week's show. We'll be back next week to recap the state wrestling tournament as well as preview the state basketball tournaments. Thanks for watching.